let's take a look at from Wave 2 of the retro G.I. Joe Classified series, Recondo. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to look at Recondo from the G.I. Joe Classified Retro line. Yes, the Retro line. Now, he is from Wave 2. Now, Wave 2 is actually the first wave of this hard card back. And I have opened the Duke Retro on the channel previously. And that Duke was unbelievable. It's got to land on my top 10, maybe even top 5 figures of the year list. It has to. It was so good. So now we're going to get our hands on Recondo. Packaging, just like Duke, got that awesome G.I. Joe card back here. Very thick, looks very good, just like our 3 3/4 inch back in the 1980s. Yes, the 1980s. Got the starburst around it. We have big G.I. Joe here. Recondo. Got our warnings. Got a 4 years of age and over right there. Hasbro down here. And the big blister right here of Recondo. Looking so good. And just brings back memories of opening these up when I was a little boy. And yes, I did have Recondo when I was a kid. And yes, he was very much one of my favorite action figures. Now, he was in the cartoon, the old Sunbow cartoons, but he was never like the main character. And he wasn't in every episode like Duke was and like Snake Eyes was and Roadblock and Gung Ho. Those were your A players, Lady J's, Scarlet. Recondo was kind of that middle of the road character, but man, was his action figure awesome. Very much one of my favorite characters of my early G.I. Joe days. So let's take a look at the back. Got the file card on there, and I wish these file cards were like our old ones, where there was a lot of stuff going on them. Here, we've got pretty much this top section right up here. That's it. That's it. The other 4 are saying the same thing, but in another language. Now, in the old 3 3/4 inch days, the 1980s, this whole thing was filled up with information about Recondo. So they've lessen that up and put it on here, but I mean, we're still getting it, so I'm not complaining a whole lot because I do love the file card back. I wish they would have done that even with the regular G.I. Joe Classified line. So we have our cross sell here. We have Recondo, Scarlet, and Duke, which I did mention we opened Duke. I still have to get Scarlet. I've tried to find her in my local Walmart. I cannot. I did get Recondo and Duke. They were both around $25 at the store. Bottom quarter of this package is all copyrights, labels, and barcodes. So let's get him out. And I will try to get this tape right here cut off and see what happens when we cut this, if anything. We will cut right along the edges here. There we go. I think we're going to be able to get him out of that. So first things right here, we got our warnings, our hazards in 45 different languages. We don't want that. Don't need it. All right. Let's see if we can get Recondo out of here now. And yes, we can. And there we go with that awesome blue back right there. So we will be able to slide him right back up in there and keep that packaging. Set that to the side. And there he is, Recondo, in his plastic coffin. Let's get him resurrected. The stand did pop out. So awesome double pegged stand. Set that to the side. All right, let's go through his accessories. First thing is, he's got this big old machete type sword. Now that is very, very gummy. My goodness. But it has paint apps. It's silver on the blade and green on the handle. So very nice. Next, we have his big gun. And that is what I like to see. He's got tape taped up around his gun. And they actually put that on there. How awesome is that? We got the two different paint apps. We got the green and then we got the white or beige tape taped all around this thing. Very nice. Next, we've got a handgun. Kind of a small handgun, maybe a 9mm. Looks good. All green. And then we get his backpack with a bedroll right on top of it. How's that look? And it is awesome. The bedroll is brown and the rest is all green. So yes, backpack looks good, and the peg is, it's longer than some, and the peg is hard though, fairly hard. So that's good. Next we get his hat, and this hat right here, everybody wanted to have their hat like that. We all wanted to tie that one side up so we could look just like Recondo. And that is awesome. Check it out. It's got the brown leather strap around the hat, and that one side of that brim raised up meant a big difference when he was a kid. Now, here he is, Recondo. That's it. Recondo is resurrected, and how awesome does he look? Let's go through articulation. Does not look up hardly at all. He does have hair coming back and hitting that collar. He does have his neck does come forward slightly. Not as much as some of the other ones. He looks down pretty good. Looks down better than he looks up. Left, right. So not a lot of head movement. Not a lot of head movement. We have, the head will go all the way around. We have double butterfly shoulders. You can see that double butterfly in there. We have the shoulder goes all the way around. We have upper arm cut going all the way around. We have double jointed pinless elbows on him. We have wrists that go, let's see, what way is our wrists going? I don't think our wrists are, yeah, they're going up and down very, very slightly, very slightly. We have that old style ab crunch again on Recondo. I'm wondering if this is a repaint. I believe we had a Recondo come out. And was he Tiger Force Recondo? Possibly could have been, but I do not know. I do not have that. He's got, of course, the hula hoop waist. He's got drop down hips. He's got the big massive splits, big straddles. We have a upper thigh cut. We have double jointed pinless knees, upper boot cut, and the great ankle rockers. And Recondo, can he pirouette? Yes. Recondo can pirouette. All right, let's take a look. Awesome mustache. Kind of got a crooked little face going on here. Great hairdo, brushed all the way back. Man, that's a good face sculpt. That's as good as any face sculpt that I've seen. Really nice. Wow, I love that mustache. He's got this harness system that looks like it's going to be able to hold his gun right here, his handgun. And this thing is awesome. And I believe you probably could get that off if you wanted, but I don't want to take it off. He's got this shirt tail right here. is not sculpted on. And I've seen this on a few of the other G.I. Joes. I think Dusty might have had that. But I like the way they did that. All right? It looks like his shirt tail's coming out of the bottom of his belt. So, and it's all sculpted on that shirt tail or that belt. But it is not sculpted onto the figure. He's got the drop down hips and the camouflage. Now this camouflage is it has more stripes on it than I remember Recondo having in our cartoon and our old figure, but that's okay. It's a little more realistic looking this way. He's got brown boots and brown and black boots. So the boots have multicolored on them, which is nice. He does have this big holster or sheath here for his big machete or jungle knife. So looks good. He does have a patch right here. So looks awesome. You know what? I forgot to read his file card. I was so caught up in the cross sell. I will read his file card right here. Recondo, Daniel M. LeClaire, role Jungle Trooper, primary specialty infantry, secondary specialty intelligence. Birthplace Wheaton, Wisconsin. Recondo hates the cold. He loves hauling a rucksack through the bush and sweating through his camis. When he's in the jungle, he owns it. Anybody else is trespassing, and that includes Cobra. So yeah, Wheaton, Wisconsin, and he hates the cold. So, I think if you live in Wisconsin, you either love the cold or you hate the cold. There's nobody in between. But yeah, I know a few people that live in Wisconsin, and they probably, most of them, like the cold, but they'll tell you they don't. If they didn't like it, they would move out of there. But I do like Wisconsin. Wheaton, Wisconsin. So yeah, Recondo. All right, that's the file card. Now, back to our Recondo. I think he's unbelievable. Now, let's try to get his accessories on him. We'll start with the big jungle knife. That fits right in there real nice. Real nice. And then we'll go with his handgun. There we go. Handgun right there. And then we have his big backpack. I love this backpack. And that feels pretty good. It's on there really nice. So look at that. Man, he's loaded up, ready for the jungle. Now we've got his big gun. And he does have the 2 G.I. Joe classified trigger fingers. So both hands are trigger fingers. So there he is with his gun. Now, this is the main part right here. The main part. Getting this hat on. Yes, this hat. This is going to tie it all together. Here we go. Oh, man. Look at that. Now, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe Recondo's hat in our 3 3/4 1980 action figure was sculpted on. You couldn't take his hat off, so it's very nice being able to take that hat on and off of our action figure here. Look at that. Now, that's Recondo. Now, looking at this, I can see exactly why we all wanted to be Recondo, because this looks just like him in the cartoon and our little action figure. Very good. Of course, details are a lot better, but man, looks awesome. Looks awesome. I do have his stand right here. Get him on the stand that came with. He came with this stand. And now let's get him with his buddy Duke. So the same wave number 2 of our G.I. Joe Retro line, and there's Duke. Now, I am going to have a hard time figuring out which one of these I like better. I think both of these could land in my top 5 or top 10 of best figures of the year. I really, really do. I'm thinking I might like the Duke a little bit better. Just a tad. But man, this Recondo is awesome. He's got a watch on. forgot to mention that. An awesome looking wash. But yeah, Duke and Recondo, these guys look like they could go right out here in our Ohio woods and kick some cobra butt. All right, I think that's going to do it. Until next time, oh yeah.